Bitcoin at $1. That's how I look at Africa. Africa has to brand itself as that narrative. If Hollywood brings you fame, Silicon Valley brings you tech, right? Dubai brings you money and safety. The narrative needs to be that in Africa, you can feel this, you can get this.
Looking at Africa today, do you think that the continent's biggest challenge is the lack of capital or lack of visibility?
Africa should run with AI right now. They're going to run with that narrative, that this is the economy for AI, and bring people here for AI.
If Africa came to you as a client and wanted a rebranding, what are the first 3 things that you would do?
This is like a sleeping giant. There's loads of money here. There's loads of opportunity here.
In your experience, what role does narrative play in attracting investors, partners, and global attention?
Africa means many things, but people don't know where the X sign is or where to dig. And that comes with storytelling, education, content, speaking to a younger demographic, understanding socials, being on top of the content.
What separates, do you think, people who sustain influence versus people who just pass by almost like a passing trend?
The more famous you are, the more visible you are, the more likely you are to make more sales, to close a deal, to drive your valuation.
What is your projection? What do you think Africa will look like in the next maybe 10 years?
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank Anthony for always inviting Fame to all of your global investment summits. So my name is Sheeraz Hasan. I'm the founder of a company called Fame. I've been making people famous for the last 25 years based in Los Angeles. Some of my clients from the beginning of their career is Kim Kardashian. I took her from Paris Hilton's assistant to today, not only one of the most famous people in the world, but a successful entrepreneur and a billionaire. Also Logan Paul, YouTuber, took him from a few thousand subscribers. Today with his energy drink called Prime, is also a billionaire. Zendaya is one of my clients. When she was 14 years old, I was working with her to one of the biggest stars in the world. And I also work with entrepreneurs, CEOs, investors, family offices, crypto exchange owners. The 3 biggest crypto exchange owners, the owners are my clients. So what do? It's all about visibility. It's all about trust. It's all about, when I say the word fame, it basically means attention. If you're looking for attention, if you're trying to close a deal, you need to create FOMO. You need to create excitement. You need to, when someone's going to Google your name, I make sure what comes up on Google is perfect. If someone puts your name into GPT or Claude, I control that narrative. I've been doing that for many, many, many years for celebrities. These are just some of my clients I've worked with. Kim Kardashian, Logan Paul, Zendaya, Paris Hilton, Priyanka Chopra. Also consulted for Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Dubai Mall, the Avenues Mall in Qatar, Westfield. When a mall comes to Fame, we make sure we shut down the mall. When we do an activation, we make sure we create so much FOMO and excitement that the Gen Z, the younger generation, we create that hype. We create a product so it's going viral. So I love coming to investment summits like this because you guys are investing in the next big thing. You understand more about money. I understand more about fame. But together, when you put fame and fortune, that's when magic happens. And what I wanted to talk about today, which is very special, is about 20 years ago, I started working with the government of Dubai, bringing celebrities, bringing influencers. We had that connections to stars. We have them with influencers. And we started bringing a lot of celebrities and influencers and media to Dubai. As Dubai was growing and growing and growing, we kept on bringing investment. We kept on bringing tourism. And one of the big parts of our business back then is when someone was trying to sell off-plan real estate to the US market or to the European market, we would get called in to some of the developers, and our job was to create enough excitement so people would buy into the dream. They would buy into the investment. Generally, we would play a video, we would show the future, we would create the hype, and in one afternoon like this, would sell out an entire building based upon fame, hype, media, and giving people a good return on their money. So over the years, for the last 10 years, I've been doing that business in India, bringing a lot of people to Bollywood, also to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Kuwait. And today I want to talk about something special because about a month ago, I connected with the African government in Ethiopia. They, first of all, they knew what we were doing, what we were about, what we've done in the Middle East and in India and so forth. And they said, again, it comes down to fame. They checked me out on Google, they checked me out on Claude, they checked me on GPT, and it was check, 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 check. Everything that we spoke about was verified with case studies. So that's why when I always encourage business owners, individuals, entrepreneurs, if you're not closing money, this part of your business you need to fix. By the grace of God, I've helped clients raise billions of dollars, also for them to become billionaires as well, because of this formula that I've created. Money follows fame. The more visible you are, the more FOMO that you create, the more interest that's out there. You've gone to a different market, money will close, money will follow. But just as you guys have been sitting with a lot of people here today, when you're doing your due diligence or you're doing your background checks, you're going to go online and you're going to look at this. So if some people are not raising money today, I highly recommend, I'm here for today and tomorrow, if you want to speak to us or our team on how to get visible, how to help you close, how to take your sales to the next level, how to create viral moments. Look at something like Dubai chocolate. One Russian blogger who did a 30-second video made fun of a video. She only had a few thousand subscribers. That one viral video created billions of dollars of sales for something called Dubai chocolate. So that's what we do when we're with businesses. We make sure we create that FOMO. So what happened a month ago, the African government called us and basically said, what you've done for Dubai, what you've done to the Middle East, we want you to do for Africa. So I flew to Ethiopia. And I'd never been to Africa before, never been to Ethiopia. But one thing that I know is that when fame takes a celebrity to a country or an influencer to a country, by the grace of God, we get the keys. We get the access to some of the most powerful people in that country. When I brought Jennifer Lopez to Qatar, I'm sitting right now with the royal family. If I do something in Dubai, royal family. Wherever we take a celebrity, it has that magic kind of dust that we open those doors. So I want to talk about Africa, what I experienced. So I really want you to take note of this because I'm a guy that when I'm looking at media, I'm looking at opportunity, I go, if everyone's racing this way, I go the opposite way. I like to go to places where no one's looking, no one's focusing, and to find that opportunity. I met someone yesterday, they said wherever there's chaos, he jumps in that area, and we're exactly the same. So for us, if no one's focusing on Africa, and is it hard to do business in Africa? Yes. Do you need contacts there? Yes. It's not easy. I'm used to Dubai. I arrive, I can get my visa, I can get my bank account, I can get my Emirates ID, I can get a 10-year visa. It's so easy in Dubai. In Africa, I had no idea until this recent trip that I just went to. So I look at Africa at Bitcoin at $1. There's so much opportunity in Africa if you have the right connections, if you have the right contacts. And because, by the grace of God, once again, because of our track record, because of the people that we work with and the influence that we have in the media, we started taking big meetings with big governments, with people who have budgets, people who are hungry to invest. I look at Africa right now, what Dubai was 20 years ago. So it's like Bitcoin at $1. I also, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia recently set up an AI center, and I was so blown away what they're doing there with AI. They've got lots of budget, they've got lots of expertise, and they're looking for those unicorns. They aggressively are looking at where's the next big AI startup that we can create. And when I was there, I had a tour of the facility, and there were young children literally sitting on their laptops, building that next big business. And the government is fully supporting it with AI. So if you have, like through us, obviously we have those connections, but AI is a massive bet on Africa, and they've got the budgets to spend. If I've done Europe with celebrities and influencers and so forth. I find it saturated from my side. US market is super overcrowded. Far East, overvalued in my opinion. You know, where am I looking? Where's that next bet? How can I get my 500x? How can I get my 1000x? It's areas, once again, that if you have the connections, which we have, if you have the access to the people that cut the check, which we have, and again, it took me 25 years to build my relationships to get to the person that can cut that investment check or that can cut that project. I've heard so many great business ideas here today in the Investment Summit, and I'm telling you, with the African market, if you can bring something to the table, that's something different, there's money there. For me, when I look at this, Fame connects global capital to Africa. Global capital and family offices equals deal flow. Once again, if you have the connection, you have the business idea, and some of you guys are so brilliant at what you do, they're a virgin territory. You bring that expertise to Africa, you're getting that money. Look what happened to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was a virgin territory many years ago. What were they doing? Spending. Trying to bring people like yourself, experts who understand finance, who understand money, on how to build Saudi to the next big thing. That's what's happening right now in Africa. The areas that I saw by the government when they took me on their tours and they took me to their finance offices, to their investment committees, these are all the areas that they're aggressively spending money on. Artificial intelligence, number one. They're double downing money there. Manufacturing, renewable energy, agriculture, infrastructure, tourism, huge amounts of money. Aviation and critical minerals. If you have business ideas or if you can bring value to Africa in these sectors, we have the connections. I literally came back from a very intense trip with the government, personally invited, and I saw their budgets. They are huge. They're looking to focus to make Africa the next big thing, and all these sectors here as family offices, if you're trying to crack Africa, I've got access to the checkbook. And from my side, I look from where can we create that opportunity? Where can we create the bridge? And what I'm trying to do now with Anthony, with all of the Global Family Office Investment Summit, is how do we build that bridge? How do we take experts like yourself, bring them to Africa? We host you in Africa and see the opportunities that you can make a huge return on your money. Once again, it's going after territories that are untapped. When I first went to Dubai, it was in 2004, was my first visit. And they were aggressively spending. They were aggressively promoting. They were hiring the top people. Now today, of course, they've got huge returns of what Dubai is today. This is where I see Africa. My goal, hopefully, I'm going to try and do it in 2026, but I've already spoken to the government of Africa, specifically Ethiopia and other countries, to basically build this bridge. Because I know there's so many of you guys who I've been listening and as a student learning on the power of finance of what you guys do. There is a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of business that all of you guys can do. This is my information here. It's my direct WhatsApp. If you're looking for media, if you're looking for exposure, you have a brand, you've invested in a company and you want to take that company and push it to the next level, we can help you. If you've invested in a company that might not be relevant and you want to make it relevant, we can help you. If you're a CEO and you want to get branding, or if you want to take your product to the next level, on the fame side, I've been doing this for the last 25 years, and I cannot show you how important it is to master your visibility, master what your online presence says, what your AI says, and build your brand in the media so you are super, super strong. Outliving your presentations or outliving your videos and promos. When someone searches you or looks for you or sees you in the media, they want to do business with you. That's on the fame side. I'm here today and all of day tomorrow. Any time you want to ask me any questions about taking yourself or your brand to the next level, that's what we do. And in regards to Africa, same phone number. If you've got business, if you've got opportunity, or if you have something with Anthony and the Global Family Office Investment Summit, we're going to build those bridges for you. Because I found the gold. In any territory that I find, by the grace of God, God shows me where to dig. And I saw that on this trip. Because the government, I went through all the red tape, because of my track record, because of the people that I work with, they took me direct to the people that signed the check. They're hungry for business. They're hungry for deals. They want Africa to become a superpower in the world. And I personally believe there's so much opportunity there. So my phone number's there. It goes direct to my WhatsApp. And I'd like to thank every one of you here for hearing me out. And hopefully, God willing, let's do some business in Africa. Thank you.